Good evening. Following the conclusion of the public phase of the Wingecarribee Local Planning Panel meeting of the 5th of July 2024, the panel retired to deliberate on the items on the agenda, and we return to announce our decisions at this time. Regarding item 5.1, the Draft Bowral Town Centre Master Plan, the panel supports the council adoption of the revised Draft Bowral Town Centre Master Plan. The panel endorses the supporting evidence report and the engagement outcomes report. And the panel support that council write to all persons who made a submission through the public exhibition period and advise them of the resolution. The panel's reasons are: the panel is of the view that the Bowral Town Centre Master Plan is a sound evidence-based plan which requires development, particularly with regard to integrated transport policy and place activation. The BTCM demonstrates some readily implementable positive outcomes, for example, street furniture and landscaping. Thirdly, the panel suggests that council investigate a comprehensive developer contributions framework. In relation to item 5.2, draft review of low density residential development controls, the panel advises that it supports the adoption of the draft low density residential development control review. The panel endorses the compliance checklist and development application submission checklist for low density residential development. Thirdly, the panel recommend, following the adoption of the draft low density residential development control review, council makes the relevant amendments to the low density chapter of the existing development control plans. The third item relates to the draft voluntary planning agreements policy. The council endorse the draft voluntary planning agreements policy for public exhibition for a period of 28 days. The panel considers that it should consider a further report at the conclusion of the exhibition period. Panel's reasons are that this is a document that is suitable for public exhibition, and that it should receive the submissions that were made in the forum, public forum in today's meeting in further detail. Item 6.1 is a development application 24/0673. It's for the demolition of an existing dwelling and associated structures and construction of a centre-based childcare facility, brackets 96 places, close brackets, at 22 Rosemary Crescent, Bowral. The panel determined that the development application should be refused for the reasons listed below. Firstly, inconsistency with the character requirements of the transport and infrastructure set. Insufficient landscaping in the front and side setback areas. Excessive scale. Insufficient information regarding survey data related to trees on and adjoining the site, and in relation to the road carriageway width. The panel was concerned about traffic flow safety. The panel considered the clarification of staff numbers on site at any one time and how they meet, how the legislative requirements are met. Additionally, unresolved internal conflicts between pedestrians and vehicles. And finally, unresolved pedestrian access from the front of the site. The reasons are that the panel is not satisfied that it has sufficient information to determine the application favourably and to impose appropriate conditions. Item 6.2 relates to the DA 22/1747 for the construction of a retail/commercial building at 51 Renwick Drive, Renwick. The panel resolved to refuse the development application 22/1747 for the following reasons. Development should be wholly within the site boundaries. The vertical blade elements associated with the Renwick Drive tenancy lobby should be deleted. Colour infused concrete on the northern wall or other low maintenance construction material should be adopted. Additional facade detail should be provided for the space around the existing sewer manhole, having regard to crime prevention through environmental design principles. The gable element on the north elevation is excessive in scale and ought to be replaced with a hipped roof to consist of colour-on sheeting or the like to match the remainder of the development. Further consideration should be given to waste management and to access to service areas on the site for the individual tenancies. This is a matter for design resolution that goes beyond the scope of deferral or conditions of consent in the view of the panel. Panel's also concerned about bulk and scale, the visual impact of the proposal related to the northeastern corner of Renwick Drive, and with adequacy of landscaping. The panel is not satisfied that it has sufficient information to determine the application favourably and impose appropriate conditions. Those are the resolutions of council, which will be published. The resolutions of the panel, I do apologise, which will be published on the council's website by close of business Tuesday. Thank you.